Son of a. Oh, oh man. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Havoc Maker Studio. My name is John, and I hope you guys had a great weekend. Um, I'm upset and I'm super excited. I'm upset because I was wrong on multiple levels, even when I walked back my earlier assessment of the upcoming miniatures. That it was probably Black Swan and not Mantis, and then it was going to be Moondragon. It ends up being Black Swan and Supergiant. I was totally wrong. Even looking at the silhouette of the Supergiant's model, I was like, "Oh, that's definitely got to be Moondragon," because usually Supergiant, she's got her hood on, and I normally have not seen like that dragon-ish shape, and so there was. I'm going to say that's the reason why I thought it was Moondragon. But everybody else was not everybody else, but a lot of other people were right. And I'm upset because I was wrong. And now that I was wrong, I've got to add CP81, Black Swan, and Supergiant to the next giveaway whenever this is released, which my guess is maybe June, maybe May or June. So I've got to give it away now. And I'm a little upset about that because that's money out of my pocket. But it's okay. I said I was going to do it. And for all of you that are subscribers, guess what? You are now going to be eligible to get this in next month's or next giveaway whenever this is released. So the reason why I'm happy about this is because my girlfriend, Supergiant, is going to be available. I don't know why I like her so much. I think it's since she's just a unique character in herself. And yeah, she's kind of a bad girl, bad woman, bad person, entity. I think entity. She's a bad entity with some femininity to her. And I like the way she's drawn. I'm drawn to her character and her character profile, her shape profile. And I'm just excited that I get one of my favorite villains, which there's not a lot of villains, onto the tabletop. So let's take a look at Supergiant and Black Swan. So we already talked about Black Swan. I gave some listed abilities in a previous video, like, hey, these are what I think her attributes will be. Let's see if we get something similar later on down the line. So let's read what they say here. Black Swan was a princess of an alternate Earth. We already talked about that, who became its only survivor when an incursion event caused her universe to collide with another. She fled into a way station between dimensions and found the Black Swans, who took her in and raised her as one of their own. Spoiler alert, close your ears. Ears closed. The Black Swans, if you missed that previous video, were created by an alternate version of Doctor Doom. They call him something else, like Rabat Sabam. I don't know. Anyways, so the Black Ears, you guys can listen now. Black Swan joined the Black Order of Thanos using her ability to project I-beams of energy, so optic blast, like we were talking about, and her superhuman physique to support the Mad Titan's conquest of worlds. So they've already hit on two of the subjects I already talked about and hinted at what we're going to see her be able to do probably in game with her I-beams and her superhuman physique. Now, Supergiant is an omnipath, which we already mentioned, and a telepathic parasite. I would have gone with telepathic entity instead of parasite. That's kind of rude and insulting, and we might have to throw down their atomic mass games, but whatever. She's a ruthless and cunning member of the Black Order. She uses these abilities to devour the intellects of those who would oppose her. After each brutal attack, her incorporeal form assures a swift escape, and Supergiant absconds to plague the galaxy anew. So it looks like she's going to have some hit and run abilities. And she's probably going to be able to ignore terrain, being that she is intangible. Or in this case, they're saying she's incorporeal. So what? It's going to be $39.95. Oh, Q2 of 2022. We'll see if it actually ends up being quarter of 2022. So we get both models, 2 bases, which actually is 4 bases, 2 stat cards, and 3 team tactic cards. Pretty standard fare. So let's take up close look at the models. And so I'm not Black Swan is not like, oh, I want Black Swan, but I do like what they've done with the character. The dynamic nature of the model, they really paid attention to the anatomy, like looking at the shoulders, even how the arms are stretched out, and you can see that the shoulder muscles are kind of stretched out there. The little bend on the right side of her waist, just above her belly button and to the right. And they didn't like over exaggerate any of the features. Well, she's not really over exaggerated in the comics. I know some people do the Rule 34, but she is in normal Marvel comics is not this super busty, curvy figure. She's pretty, has like an athletic physique to her. So I really dig that they translated that over really well. And having studying anatomy right now for some art, kind of, I'm working on an RPG, and I'm trying to find the best way to convey this is the art that I wanted. So I'm reteaching myself how to draw like the physique or the anatomy of basically humanoid beings. And I can see that they did a pretty good job there. She has a nice tush. I'll definitely say that. But it's everything right there is in line with how her body should be. And especially after ripping this, looks like she's ripping that robot apart. It kind of looks like a Tony Stark robot, maybe, maybe not. I'm not too sure there. Kind of hard to say, but a version of his Iron Man suit. And I like all the little doodads. Everything kind of matches up with her actual classic costume, even the little flowing tassel things, whatever those whatever those are. So the other thing I want to hint on is they did a fantastic job on her face. That is a great face, probably one of the better female faces that they've done so far. And the paint job I think is great. All these kind of neutral tones. Really cool and cold, and then you get to that tongue, that tongue, and it really just kind of it really kind of draws your focus in there. And they do a good job of her screaming. I'd say that is one of the better faces that I've seen. I'm looking forward to trying to paint that and be super frustrated with it. So they did a very good job of this model. They got the classic I've got to stand on a rock thing, so that's really cool. They keep that tradition up. Let's take a look at Supergiant. Now, Supergiant, I'm going to tell you right now, I really like the character, if you have not already guessed that. And they've done a pretty, with the exception of the hood, which I think the hood up would have been a little bit better. I mean, I felt like that would have been a better image of her. And who knows, maybe it'll have a second head option, which would be really awesome. At any rate, the curves and the slenderness of her body, that lithe, no, not really even lithe, but that very slender but curvy body, they've pretty much copied one for one over from the comics. Didn't exaggerate the features from what it looks like. The costume, it looks like it has some slight variations from the original costume. But looking at all the curves and the way she's kind of descending down, it all works. Great flow to it. The cape looks really good. Though some issues, I don't know why they have this bend here. Maybe it's just to allow this to come through. But I don't imagine psychic energy being all. Well, I guess her version of psychic energy is not all wispy. That would blow her cape up. But maybe the way she's coming down, I don't know. Not too thrilled about that bend right there, but whatever. I'm not gonna argue because I get one of my favorite villains, which I don't have a lot of favorite villains. I don't usually like villain characters, but a really good job here. The psychic energy. You guys can see why I thought this was going to be Moondragon, based off of the costumes that I shown in the previous videos. This very likely could have been Moondragon, but they went with other obscure characters, Supergiant and Black Swan. So I will probably end up finally playing a little bit of Black Order because I now have my Proxima Midnight and I'll be getting Supergiant, and I might as well throw in Black Swan. I really don't want to use Thanos, but I will definitely use these three maybe as fillers for another team affiliation. I might use Thanos at least once. I bought the guy. I'm going to paint him. I should probably go ahead and do the grimace of Marvel Comics. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Are you excited as I am about finally getting some, well, some updates. First off, getting some more villains. Or are you just really excited that now that as a subscriber, you have a chance to win this whenever it comes out? And I will do a drawing before this is officially released and goes on pre-orders in stores, or at least try my best to. That way, you get a chance to get it for free, basically as a giveaway, before you buy it. And then you're like, oh, I've already bought it. Now I've got this box that John gave me for the giveaway. Now what am I going to do with it? I'm going to try to alleviate that and prevent it from happening ahead of time. So anyways, let me know what you guys think of Supergiant and Black Swan down below. I will have a follow-up video for Supergiant and her stats a little later, at least what my predictions are going to be, just like I did with Black Swan. And once again, super upset that I was wrong, but I'm super excited that everybody else was right. It's going to cost me a pretty penny, but it'll be well worth it. So I really like taking care of you guys. So let me know. I like interacting with you guys in the comments. So please do so. And I will chat with you all later. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. See ya.